in Biafra land that is against Atiku will rise up and they will form alliance with Biafra. I want you people to understand that this is the only way to make Nigeria bleed for the pains they have caused us many years. So, whichever way, we are on the winning side. And if at the end of the day, they decided to vote without the Biafra territory, and nobody were able to win 24% of the state with at least 25% vote among this contestant or among this aspirant, that is an outright crisis. And from that crisis, new nation will emerge. And I'm only giving you this illustration from the Biafrans alone, from the context and the perspective of a Biafran. I have not even analyzed the Yoruba nation activities. I have not analyzed the Middle Belt from Otom, Governor Otom, Benue State people. I have not analyzed Kaduna crisis. I have not analyzed Jos crisis. I have not analyzed indigenous Hausa perspective. I am only giving you now Biafra, only Biafra perspective. And let me tell you, by the time the indigenous people in other parts of Nigeria hear how resolute Biafra stood against election, they are going to also rise up. And that is an extra. If they don't rise up, we are still winning. And if they rise up, it facilitates it even more. And I want you to understand, as it stands today, nobody is happy with Nigeria. All the things they do is patch. And they are only looking for opportunity to take the thing by themselves. And that opportunity will be created by Biafra people under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And IPOB autopilot will instigate it. I want you to understand that IPOB autopilot has become officially the liberation movement for the freedom of Biafra people from Nigeria. Every strategic things we have will be put in place. We have the plan and the roadmap. So I have just given you the example of what is going to be the outcome. Because when you listen to them, they say, oh, if you do not vote, Tiku will declare winner. Oh, if you do not vote, Tinubu will declare winner. Is that what you want? Oh, if you do not vote, Peter Obi will not win. Vote Peter Obi to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Peter Obi to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released, we know it. And we are not going to touch that sensitive part of the liberation. We know how he is going to be released. When we have crossed this bridge. That is if they have not released him before then. So we are not going to tell you how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released. But let me tell you, we know their plan. We told them that you release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. And if he's going to intervene, there is any political whatever solution, let him come and discuss with us. And let us listen to him. Then, at the dying minute, you will come to say, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, come and talk to them. Well, we can still listen to him. The only thing we are after now is for him to come out from there. Forget the other thing. Forget how he is going to talk to us. Forget how he is going to convince us. Forget how he is going to address us. Bring him out. But if you think that what we are doing now is something you know before, we will disappoint you. Biafrans will disappoint. People have died in this struggle. We are going to disappoint you. I want you people to understand the way people have been killed in the name of Biafra, just for freedom. They kill us without remorse. Today starts the beginning of the program of Asaba massacre. Biafrans were massacred in Asaba. Nigeria government and the Fulani, they didn't start killing us today. So today we are opening the Asaba massacre. That is why I dress like this. Some of you are wondering, why did I dress like this? I dress like this because today marked the beginning in remembrance of Asaba massacre. And now we are going to that program. Watch it.
The progress of the federal troops towards Asaba could be measured by the approaching sound of heavy guns and the rattling machine gun fire. Eyewitness account described 24 hours of ferocious shelling during which Asaba suffered its first casualties. Then the massacre followed. This video is inspired by the book entitled The Asaba Massacre, Trauma, Memory and the Nigerian Civil War, written by Elizabeth Bed and Fraser Otanelli. Welcome to Hispro Media. Approaching Asaba from along the Opanam-Asaba Road, federal troops reached the outskirts of town on October 4th, where they overcame some Biafran resistance before occupying the grounds of St. Patrick's College later that day. This was the 2nd Division of the Nigerian Army led by Colonel Mortala Mohammed and Major Ibrahim Taiwo. At this point, many of the residents had fled into the nearby bush. Hundreds of people, including some who had first fled to the bush, men, women and children, gathered at the square wearing white attires signifying surrender and singing One Nigeria, and also some bearing gifts for the soldiers. Since there was a
This is something they did in 1967, 1970, 1968, 1969 to 1970. They killed the people shouting One Nigeria in Asaba. They murdered them in their thousands. In 2020, after many years, Fulani Nigeria government still killed Nigerians who carry Nigeria flag and shouting One Nigeria at the Lekki toll gate. What have changed? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
A lot of anxiety, some refused to take part. Both traditional criers using guns and trucks equipped with loudspeakers were reportedly calling on everyone to join. The chief information officer from Benin City, an Asaba man named Frederick Conway, was aboard one of these vans. Since he was well known, the sight of him allayed the fears of many residents who then came out in their numbers. Others were ordered to take part after being pulled from their homes by soldiers. Celestina Izishe was a college student who returned home to Asaba at the instance of northern pogrom and the threat of war. Her father resided on one of Asaba's most beautiful estates at the time.
She returned as a result of northern pogrom. They were killing Biafrans in the north, even before the war started. So how long have they killed Biafrans for us to end this thing once and for all? That is why this generation of which Simon Ekpa is proud of, to be part of, will end in Nigeria criminality, corruption, and the evil entity by 2023. We are going to be the regeneration that will bring freedom to our people. And we are doing it. And we are going to do it next year.
Which was made of a large brick house and a number of outbuildings. The family, which consisted of our parents, younger brother Osi, sisters, and an older brother Emmanuel, together with his wife and little child, had felt generally secured back in their home. Her father was a powerful man, and the family had recently celebrated her brother Patrick's ordination as a Catholic priest. They were now hiding as shots started to hit their house. Osi and his friend Callistus, both students of St. Patrick's College, hid under beds. However, when the soldiers arrived at their compound, all hell broke loose. Osi and his friend ran out of hiding and were accused of being Biafran soldiers. They were shot one after the other as they approached a gathering of women who were on a forced dance outside the gate of the compound. About 4,000 residents took part and were led by elders from the community. Groups emerging from homes in the 5 Asaba quarters joined those who had congregated by a big tree on the Indebisi Road across from the High Court.
About 4,000 Biafrans participated. What does this mean? What it means, is that on that fateful day, over 4,000 Biafrans were massacred in Asaba. That is what we are remembering from today. We are going to run this program on Asaba massacre today, tomorrow, and then on the 7th of this month, we are going to have a ghost town in entire Biafra land. And if you come out, that you have yourself to blame, because the Nigerian state are always there to kill anybody who tried to do what we ask them not to do.
St. Patrick's College student Christopher Ekpa, who had already witnessed a friend from school die, was waiting anxiously in his home. After some time, the crowd at Ndebisi Road started dancing and singing "One Nigeria, One Nigeria, One Nigeria." Along the major Ndebisi Road, the crowd passed the Catholic Church of St. Joseph. Any hope that this act of kindness would calm the troops was immediately dashed. As Ekpa narrated, federal forces flanked the marchers to prevent them from escaping, and other witnesses claimed they would also select men at random and have them killed in front of the crowd, as they did with Osi Isiche and his friend Kali.
Did you hear that? As far back as when this Asaba massacre took place, they were selecting men in their random and kill them. The same thing is going on today. That is why we said Biafra war did not end. Today, they are abducting our people from military checkpoint. They are abducting our young men from police checkpoint, and they are killing them. Does that suggest that the war have ended? No. What led to the NSAS protest? The people that paid the biggest price for NSAS were also Biafrans. They abduct anybody that is riding a nice car. They abduct any Biafran that have laptop. They kill them from checkpoint. Is that happening in the north? The answer is no. Do they even have military checkpoint in the north? The answer is no. Do they abduct Hausa, Fulani people in the north, young men? The answer is no. But in the Biafra land, they are abducting. And we have banned military checkpoint and police checkpoint in the Biafra territory. We are in liberation phase. And the Biafra people have picked up arms to fight for their freedom and for self-defense. That is where we are now.
Once the crowd reached the corner of Obogonogo and Obeke markets, troops separated out women and small children, many of whom were carried into the maternity hospital on Ndebisi Road, while the men and boys of around 12 years and above were channeled between two rows of soldiers down the side road that led to the square at Obeosoa, a village in the Asaba quarter of Ubomanta. Eyewitness narrate how Paul Obebo, a federal soldier, tried to intervene. He said, "I was coming on my jeep and I saw a boy being taken away to be shot, and the mother held him by the waist, and then I came out and asked for this nonsense to be stopped, and when they refused, I cocked my gun, said, 'Don't do it or I will kill you.' I managed to save some lives there." However, things were now out of control. Obebo reported that he left the scene to join his own troops who were camped on the outskirts of town. At this point, witnesses describe how mothers were attempting to protect their young sons by wearing them skates and gloves so that they could look like girls. Their effort yielded little or no result, as the men and boys were led away to the open field nearby. Here, one account reported that the federal troops divided the men into groups of 10 and shot them. Apparently, tired of killing their victims this way, they readied a truck-mounted machine gun and started shooting at the crowd of men. One survivor narrates as follows: "When we got there, they said we should now stop. As we stopped there, they now surrounded us, sat us down, they started whipping us. The next thing we saw, the officer spoke in Hausa. I was born in the north, so I heard what he said. He said they should take us 10 by 10 and start firing us. I said, we are finished. Some people say they are just trying to threaten us. That officer now picked out somebody from the meet, shot him, picked out another, shot him. Then people were praying, 'Father, forgive them. They don't know what they did.'" Another witness narrates as follows: 20 of our men were selected and lined up in front of us and told as follows: "Today, I be your God. Me first, God second. God gave you life. Me, I go take him. 2 minutes time, you go die." 2 minutes afterwards, these 20 men were shot. Another 20 were picked up and the same ritual followed. 15-year-old Ife Orea, who had joined the parade with his father and 3 elder brothers, Paul, Emmanuel, and Medua, described what happened. Some people broke loose and tried to run away. My brother was holding me by the hand. He released me and pushed me further into the crowd. They shot my brother in the back. He fell down and I saw blood coming out of his body. And then the rest of us just fell down on top of each other. And they continued shooting and shooting and shooting. I don't know how long it took. After some time, there was silence. I stood up. My body was covered in blood, but I knew that I was safe. My father was lying not far away. His eyes were open, but he was dead. Exactly how many died in this single incident is unclear. Around 700 to 800 seems likely, in addition to many who had died in the previous days. The shooting continued for hours until the next morning. Survivors, including Ife Orea, lay still under the heap of bodies for a long time. It was safe to wriggle out and run into the nearby bush. Ife Orea and his cousin could later run to their grandmother's house, where they found his sisters and 3 younger brothers. He told them their father and 3 older brothers were dead. Later, he learned that Medua had survived, gravely wounded, and had been carried to the bush by his friend. Community elders Michael Ugo and Leo Okobu were among a large number of the leading age grades to die. With all the men either dead or in hiding, it was left to women and children to attempt to retrieve the bodies of their fathers, brothers, husbands, and other relatives, and then drag them back to their compounds for burial. Joseph Unwaje, the boy who had returned with family from Ibadan, had escaped into the bush from the family compound after watching the earlier execution of his uncle, George, a prominent civil servant. When he returned a few days later, he learned of the death of his 2 brothers, aged 12 and 17, in the mass shooting. He narrates as follows. Mom told me that in the evening hours of the 7th of October, she had to go and look for their corpses at the mass place where they were shot. Most victims, however, were dumped in mass graves or thrown into the Niger River. Few people had any opportunity to conduct requisite burial practices, an affront that is deeply resented to this day. When it was safe to move about, Frank E.J., a local Red Cross worker, enlisted surviving men to dig horrid, shallow graves wherever they found bodies around the town. Esther Nwanze recalled how wives went searching for their husbands, dragging them home if they could find them. Some dragged 2 days before they reached their homes. As more people began to trickle back into town, it became urgent to dig mass graves for the many unclaimed bodies. Who oversaw the massacre at Asaba? At the Justice Oputa panel that heard testimonies about brutalities against different groups and marginalization of different sections of the country, General IBM Haruna, retired, claimed that he ordered the massacre and had no apology.
I, as a combatant commander of the troops,
as a witness in this box,
testifying for and on behalf of the soldiers who fought the Civil War, they fought it in the principle of preserving the Nigerian Federation. I have no apologies for maintaining the Federation of Nigeria.
Did you hear that? He fought it in the principle of maintaining the Nigeria Federation. The Federation is all about federation, all about Nigeria. It is not about human beings. It is not about the life of the citizen. It is not about the life of people. It is about preserving the nation. Who are they preserving the nation for? The British government. The British business money. Are they preserving the nation that you are going to have a good life? Are they preserving the nation that today, in 2022, you are going to be traveling visa-free to the world? Did they preserve Nigeria that by today, you will have electricity? Did they preserve Nigeria by today, you are going to have good road? Did they preserve Nigeria to kill our people that today you have hospital? Did they preserve Nigeria that your life will be better in Nigeria? No, the answer to all these things is no. everything, every evil political leader, every evil military leader, every evil person in Nigeria supporting Nigeria today is doing it for their own personal interest and interest of the British, not your interest. And that is why we are needing a nation that will fight for the interests of the citizen, will fight for our own interests and not the interests of anybody. That is why we are ending it next year. And you better be part of this. Otherwise, you will shout, had I known. Because after the restoration of Biafra, we are going to revisit the people that supported the Biafra movement and those of you who decided to sabotage the movement. We are going to have a plan what to do. You know, that is going to be under the Biafra law, of course. Nobody is going to take law into his own hand against any Biafra citizen. So we are going to enact a law that will deal with some of you that decided not to support Biafra at the end. I'm telling you the fact. We are going to make sure that we have a law how to treat your fuck up at the end.
That was my task. If my commander-in-chief, who was in command, gave me command, which I carried out with troops, if he now fails to apologize, and he has apologized, it is in his own wisdom to do so.
However, some historians contended that Haruna was not in Asaba in 1967. They argued that he took over from Murtala Muhammad as the commanding officer of the 2nd Division in 1968. But why was Asaba the target of the federal troops, and particularly Colonel Murtala Muhammad or even IBM Haruna? Asaba is the metropolis where soldiers like Major Kaduna Nziogu, the leader of Nigeria's first military coup on January 15, 1966, came from. Even though Nziogu was born and raised in the north, his parents were from Okpanam, 9 kilometers from Asaba. Okpanam fell within the Asaba metropolis or division as it was known then. Analysts adduced that Murtala Muhammad and Taiwo were not satisfied with their revenge coup of July 1966, where they killed Igbo officers as revenge for the January 1966 coup. Remember that Nziogu had led the coup in which the premier of the northern region, Ahmadu Bello, beloved by many in the north, was killed along with other northern leaders. Murtala and Taiwo were hell-bent on continuing their revenge killings beyond their fellow soldiers. This could have been the reason behind the massacre at Asaba. Click the video here for more on the battles to reclaim the Midwest and to capture Nsukka. Remember to smash the like button on this video. Subscribe to his.
Our God is strength. We are on autopilot, I can assure you. And the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. Our God is strength. We are on autopilot, I can assure you. And the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable.
IPOB autopilot. Water is the code. IPOB autopilot worldwide. Water is the code. IPOB autopiloted movement for the liberation of Biafra. Water is the code. IPOB autopiloted movement for the liberation of the Biafra Republic and the Confederation. Water is the code.
Obodo genu ntị o, onye kwuchitere ọnụ Biafra simzi unu
said 7th of October 2022 is our remembrance day for our fallen fathers, mothers, men, women, brothers, sisters, and children that were gruesomely murdered at Asaba during the Biafran genocidal war Nigerians waged against Biafrans. We hereby declare Friday, the 7th of October, 2022, a sit at home in Biafra land.
A ga-alọk ya n'igodo na kii ịpụtakwa ihe hiri were maka na mmanwụ anyị ga-agba n'ilo, mmanwụ anyị na-agba n'ilo, mmanwụ anyị na-agba n'ilo,
ọ nụrụ karịa ibi o.
Nigeria in seconds. Did you know that until 1958, Nigeria used the British West African pound, after which it issued its currency, Nigerian pound, in the year 1958, and then Naira was introduced on the 1st of January 1973. 1 pound was equivalent to 2 Naira. Did you know that the flag of Nigeria between 1914 and 1959 was a British blue ensign with a green Star of David surrounding a Tudor crown? It was later changed to a St. Edward's crown in 1953 with the white word Nigeria under it on a red disc. The colonial flag of Nigeria was adopted in 1914 following the amalgamation of southern Nigeria and northern Nigeria. The crest on the flag was also used as the flag of the Governor General of Nigeria. The flag was not universally accepted. Some Nigerians, including Fela Kuti, refused to salute the flag, despite it being mandated in schools. In 1956, some Muslim Nigerians burnt the Nigerian blue ensign at Mecca, Saudi Arabia, because of the Jewish Star of David on it. In 1959, before the Nigerian independence, a competition to design a new flag was held, with Taiwo Akinkomi designing the new flag of Nigeria, which replaced the blue ensign in 1960. Nigeria in seconds. Nigeria in seconds. Did you know that until 1958, Nigeria used the British West African pound, after which it issued its currency, Nigerian pound, in the year 1958, and then Naira was introduced on the 1st of January 1973. 1 pound was equivalent to 2 Naira. Did you know that the flag of Nigeria between 1914 and 1959 was a British blue ensign with a green Star of David surrounding a Tudor crown? It was later changed to a St. Edward's crown in 1953 with the white word Nigeria under it on a red disc. The colonial flag of Nigeria was adopted in 1914 following the amalgamation of southern Nigeria and northern Nigeria. The crest on the flag was also used on the flag of the Governor General of Nigeria. The flag was not universally accepted. Some native Nigerians, including Fela Kuti, refused to salute the flag, despite it being mandated in schools. In 1956, some Muslim Nigerians burnt the Nigerian blue ensign at Mecca, Saudi Arabia, because of the Jewish Star of David on it. In 1959, before the Nigerian independence, a competition to design a new flag was held, with Taiwo Akinkomi designing the new flag of Nigeria, which replaced the blue ensign in 1960. Nigeria in seconds.
All right, you're welcome back. We are going to take calls because this is just the beginning. The first day of this remembrance of Asaba massacre started today. So we're going to run this program today, tomorrow, and then the next tomorrow, which is on the 7th of October, and on Friday, we're going to end with a sit at home. Sit at home is going to be a ghost town. And we want to use this opportunity to call the people in Asaba to respect the people that have paid with their life. Asaba people, we call on the government of Delta State, who is now running to become a vice president in Nigeria, to know that the people where he is a governor now has been killed in their cold blood in thousands. So we are expecting a complete ghost town in Delta State. In the Asaba, of course, to be precise. We have told you people the reason why we are not, very keen to what is happening out there in the other side of the Biafra territory because of the thing that is best known to us. We know the kind of seed that the Fulani planted in them, and that is why the voice of Biafra is now going. We go from one state to another until we cover the entire south part of Biafra, and then we are expecting that to happen as soon as possible. So we still need sponsors of the voice of Biafra to take some of the state as we go forward. We need Cross River, Bayelsa, which state again, and Calabar and all of them. We need those, in fact, in those places. We need to have the voice of Biafra, at least the mother of the voice of Biafra, before we begin to now have the smaller extension of the voice of Biafra. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, Elijah will give you.
Hello?
Vienna. Hello, can you hear me?
You go ahead. I have not opened the line. I don't know. Did I say somebody should call?
I just heard that we're gonna call tonight, so I said to give you a call.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead there quickly, please.
I just want to say thank you for the great job, buddy. You're doing great job, man. I just don't know how to say thank you, but I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
So just keep it on, bro. Keep it on, Idik.
No. Yes. No, amen.
I am here.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now.
Thank you. All right. This one, are you there?
I'm here.
Go ahead. This one, you didn't even allow the phone to on. You are calling.
I'm part of the monetary spirit.
You are part of the monetary spirit.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
You are the man who shake the world, shake the YouTube.
The man who shake YouTube.
Yeah, the only man who shake YouTube.
The only man who shake YouTube.
Yes, and the world attention was drawn to your area. Say, who is this? It's like when somebody say in Jesus' name, the host of heaven will look down, say, who is this?
So YouTube will notice that I am live.
The whole world noticed that you were alive. The power that be, the principalities and powers.
Yes.
They noticed that you were alive.
So a very important person was actually watching. The attention was called on the broadcast yesterday.
Yeah, the second, you know what? The second richest man in the world started listening to your program through that. After the argument, would you have test or not test? They say there's a man championing this Biafran cause. So anytime you come on live, they always listen. Because many people, some friends here, and when you tell them about Biafra, they go Google, they start Googling it.
Yes.
To know about it. So things is happening. That's why you remember you said there's something you tell us about Twitter. I don't know, maybe you forget.
Yes. And we are announcing that everybody should go to Twitter. Everybody. I will make a special announcement on that. I think probably tomorrow. Everybody should go to Twitter, and we want to see every agitating group, both our media, both our listeners, both our supporters. We need to go to the Twitter and make sure we engage the U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken. We are going to make sure we don't give him a breathing space until he understands that by next year, water will be on Nigeria. Water is the code. So that by the time they will hear the water, they will know that we have called their attention on Twitter. we must go to Twitter and make sure that the secretary of course, when if he make tweet, I don't know whether he make tweet at all, but if he make tweet, I don't think anybody follows him. So we are going to make sure that he noticed that something is happening on his Twitter handle. We need to call his attention to let him know that his shenanigan is not going to work, and we are going to give water to Nigeria next year. So that by the time it is happening, he will know.
Yeah. So, he's still working under the agreement that the bribe he collected from Zoo government that made him to remove their name from people that are killing Christians.
Yes.
So that is why he's still serving under that agreement, and those the bribe they collected. That is it. But as it stands, like as this, I love what you said and which is truth, but the other people don't understand you. That if you take us to make any friends with enemy of the world, we are willing to do that to make sure Biafra comes.
Somebody said that if we have said Sahara reporter that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has relied on political solutions. Is Sahara reporter our spokesperson? Is Sahara reporter part of our communication and all that? When does Sahara reporter become the people that or the media that speak to us? We don't listen to nonsense. Sahara reporter is a Nigeria agent, so he cannot come and tell us what our leader. They know what to do. If they say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has relied on political solutions, he should come out and tell us. It's a joke. I think that's a joke. Okay.
See, we give them from the November ending. If they don't release our leader, even when they listen, we will not listen to him again.
When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Our leader will come out and all right, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome to the program. Good evening from here.
Yep. Hello.
Hello. Good evening from here. The line is going off. Hello.
Hello, Mazi. Onyeka speaking, sir.
Yes.
How is that?
I'm all right. Welcome to the program.
Yeah. Thank you, the Great Dragon. See, Maz, thank you so very much for all you have been doing. More grace to your elbow, sir. More grace.
You're welcome.
There's something I want to say some certain thing I experienced so that we can look into it, okay?
All right, just be fast, please. A lot of people are calling and their call are going off.
Okay, listen. As one of the people who experience what it takes as a Biafran or Igbo man to be in one Nigeria, you see, my experience, anybody who experiences it can never go against Biafra restoration. You see, I got to know that there are some radio houses established and journalists, true especially, to fabricate never happened stories just to demonize the Igbo people. That one is a part, okay? There are also some people who are infiltrated blood, 100% Fulani people who grew up in our land, that in police, the army, they are there to cause internal division. When you go to a checking point, you see somebody whose name is bearing Igbo person, you go and speak Igbo to that person, the person will tell you, it will be so harsh on you. When you got the one that is speaking from North, that one will leave you. You will say, Igbo people are too wicked. They don't love themselves. They just want to make you to feel that you cannot, Biafra restoration cannot be okay. All those things. That one is a part. I want to tell us again, those who have their children hawking bananas and some other little children, how they are being destroyed by this Fulani, giving them drug. After they have taken drugs, addicted to it, they cannot service it. They will be going to the small girls. They will be going to them to because of the drug, they cannot service it because only them can give them the drug. So they are using this method to destroy our little girls and boys. The same way the politicians are doing to the youths. When they give them drugs, they will be addicted to it. So the youth will glue to them, doing whatever they want them to do. So in as much they will be giving them the drug. I want us to look into this. This is ongoing right now. Any area you see Fulanis dominated in the south, precisely there's a place that called Ore in Ondo State. I'm saying when you go there, You see what these people are doing to people. The same thing in Imo State. Anywhere difference together. I think I meant to look into this. Small girls. Small girls. These people are destroying them. If we try to restore the Biafra next year, a lot has gone wrong, and we don't need to wait more. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, you're welcome to the program. Hello?
Yes, sir, brother. I'm calling from Lagos. Is it fine, brother?
You're welcome to the program. All these people calling from Nigeria, your network is bad. You're welcome to the program. Again, this one went off. Oh my goodness. Hello? Hello, welcome to the program. Hello, welcome to the program. Hello? Yes, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you for everything you've been doing. I just want to let you know, right now, this is where you are going to face, I will say, the biggest challenge in this liberation. And I will say this is part of what Mazi Kano prophesied when he said there are a lot of mountains to climb. And the way you navigate this area right now is going to really be very important in us getting Biafra. I was going to talk about the right talk that came from Sahara reporters. They actually said it came from Ozokeme.
Yeah, it is not. I have just seen it. Let us not misquote them. They said the right report is that Ezekome right Buhari seek political solution. It is not different from what we have been hearing. You understand? So it is not. There is nothing new here. Political solution has been in the discussion in the table for a very long time from the beginning. So what is different here?
Exactly. What I just want to say there is, based on what you said earlier, is where we stand. If Mazunadi Kanu wants to tell Biafrans anything, he has to go to Afaruko.
Of course. Of course.
Anything that he will say from TSS custody
is not acceptable. And now there we stand.
Yes, we know exactly what happened. I know I raised this point in the fundraising. I said something. These people have a plan, and I am happy that you actually raised it earlier in your broadcast.
Yes.
I talked about the fact that if they must release Unadi Kanu now, let them release him now.
Yes.
Because I see what they are planning to do. Close to the election, like few weeks to the election, they will release him to cause instability. Finally, in form of somebody who has not been around, and we know they may not be getting the right information. He will want to know what is going on before you jump into something that does not know. There will be no time to make that decision.
Yes.
And that's what they are planning to do. And you have to be aware of that.
Yeah, of course, we are aware of this thing. So let him come out first. That is all we know. We want just to see him to come out. And then we can begin to talk about discussion.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, welcome to the program.
Good evening, Samuel.
Ndewo. What they don't know is bigger than them.
Water, still the man our code, no changing.
That is the code, and I change it.
Yes, Simon, I am calling from Bayern, Chino, Sunday DC.
Okay.
I wanted to call you, but being Simon busy or sometimes the more they would look for something to book. I want to have you in Sri for Southeast Wabagota. They've been there so when they are Nigeria, Marina, and many Guapa. So there are a lot of things. Someone they can need one or one governing born and the latest happening now on your own head. But I'm on no man. The Southeast governors not
contribute to EGO.
I don't want to hear that nonsense of any Southeast governor that contribute to EGO. If a governor not contribute to EGO, he contribute to EGO to do what? To do Simon Ekpa what? He contribute to EGO. Nobody should come here and tell me about Southeast governor contributing money. All right, welcome to the program.
Good evening, sir, brother.
Yes, go ahead. There is no network here. I don't know. Again. We have just a few minutes to go. I need to restart this. I don't know whether because of this that make the program or the call to be going off and on. Hello, welcome to the program.
Hello, Mazi, good evening.
Good evening from here.
I need to greet you.
There, well.
Please, Mazi, this video that you show now, there's something that the man said. He said that during that time, said the mothers are putting
skirt
women clothes to their
yes, I know, I heard it.
Mazi, I witnessed that thing. My mom would do that thing to me.
Really?
Yeah, even that time, my mom used to plait my hair with my senior brother. She will plait my hair like a woman. Wear me woman clothes. Yeah, my senior brother.
Wow.
I witnessed that thing.
Wow.
So I witnessed it. And there is something that the zoo are trying to do. I will tell you this thing, and you will hear when they will announce this thing. What they are trying to do now is they will come and announce the Biafran governors will announce this thing or zoo thing. That now that the Biafra, you are free to agitate, you are free to carry your play card and your this thing. Nobody will kill you again. We are for peace. They are going to announce this thing. You will hear it because they want to take us. And now, please, there's something I wanted to ask you. I don't know if it's okay if I ask because the time has come. Because you have said that before,
Yes, you have been asking questions all the time. So go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, Mazi, I want to know if we are going to have if we finally want it in peace, if we are going to have a referendum. Now, my question is, are we going to do that in the diaspora? Are we going home to do that voting, or are we going to do it here? Then if we are going to do it here, what of our children that is from 18 years up that have European citizenship in America, are they going to participate? Then if they are going to do it here, is it not time for us? Because he always said that there's no time. Is it not this time now that the Biafra in exile, we go to work? If it depends on to do a donation on that, because we don't want to take on away. So I'm trying to ask this question to know if there's anything, because as you are saying before that we don't have time any longer. That's why I'm asking this question.
I think Biafra government in exile is they're already doing something or planning something on that. So that is not a problem. What we, in fact, if we get information of the referendum, we just need 1 month to have that exercise. And of course, we are going to make our stand known. Biafrans in diaspora have to vote. In fact, our vote is the most important vote. So the Biafrans in diaspora have to vote, and we have to adopt the electronic system of voting. So it is something. When we get to that bridge, we are going to cross it. But it doesn't matter. We know vote is vote, and there is nobody is going to. Only maybe 1% will vote against Biafra. Well, maybe 1%, which is normal. So, which is normal.
Can I ask another one question?
Go ahead.
Some of the questions that you ask is not that we that are living in diaspora do not know the question, but you are asking it because of our people back home, so that you can throw more light on them, understanding.
Yes.
Now, I want to talk about in a campaign. I'm not talking about this campaign. During the campaign when Biafra come, are we going to be seeing this nonsense? People running around all this nonsense, or are we going to do it the way Europeans do it? Most of us, Because the country that I'm living today, I don't even know the time they do election.
I am telling you, we cannot do all this nonsense they do in Africa. We are going to adopt a civilized way of campaign. And why this nonsense is happening is because you do not have database system. You don't go this nonsense where you have a database and the rule of law, where you have constitution and people respect their constitution and law, electoral laws and all that. We're going to have a civilized system. You have, first of all, a database system where immediately you turn 18 years, automatically you are going to receive your right to vote. And that your right to vote will become your voting card. Every election, automatically you are going to receive your right to vote at that particular election. Come to your house. Your unit where you are going to vote will automatically be there electronically. And when the time comes, you march, you can wake up in the morning, go there, put your vote and leave. So we are not going to have those kind of nonsense campaign and all that. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you. So we are going to adopt, of course, it is not like Western, but a more civilized way of conducting election in Biafra land. And we're going to do that. We're going to be the first country that will do it in Africa.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right. I will take maybe how many call? One more call and then we call it a day. One more call. Welcome to the program.
Hello?
Hello? Hello, can you listen to the phone and go ahead, please?
Hey, thank God. My man, my chairman, my speaker.
Ndeo.
Yes, so I am a member of Autopilot IPOB. I'm speaking from Italy.
Ndeo, welcome.
I do call you my Antonio of Biafra. I know what you mean. What is the action of the Magantori of Biafra? Magantori took that time.
Yes.
He actually took that step, and we are the winner. For something like you, God will just prepare you at this very moment. And those who do not, those who refuse, must agree.
By force.
Because, nobody was appointed by a mass and only you. And everybody must follow, whether like it or not.
You see?
And the God is with you. Our God is with you. God of Biafra is with you.
Amen.
And our ancestral spirit is with you. Everything about Biafra, we are down with you. So don't fear, don't panic. Continue. We are happy you are somebody like you, moving up with this. At this time where everybody find themselves. So we don't know what to do. But eventually, God bring you. You are our comforter. Thank you very much. My brother, there is something I want to review to you. There are certain things going on in some communities in our community. Some of the Indians or whatever who are given money to buy lands in some areas for Fulanis. Many of them, we need you to make a proper announcement for all the areas in Biafra land. Anyone that is trying to adopt the Fulanis or buy land for their for root or whatever must never and will never try it in any other places. And no security. There will no any community will be forming security now. Every security must be only ESN which operates in Biafra land. Because they are all planning different kinds of evil ways in order to hunt our God made ESN. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But I'm saying continue. What you are doing is good for us. We're all happy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm blessed all members of family.
Thank you.
I'm blessed all members of IPOB Autopiloters. God
Thank
is
you.
with us.
Thank you.
Because we are working with the same spirit.
Exactly.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you,
my brother.
All right, we're going to call it a day, and the broadcast end here. We continue tomorrow, and I want people to understand that the time has come, and we will continue to make this broadcast. If you did not go through today, try again tomorrow, and we are going to be live again tomorrow to continue the program on Asaba Massacre, and then proceeding to the 7th day of October, which is going to be the sit at home and the ghost town in remembrance of the people that were massacred in Asaba. On this note, I say, may God bless you. God bless Biafra. May God bless Mazin and Dikano. May God bless Onda Iboho. May God bless Oduduwa people. May God bless Biafra people. May God bless the Middle Belt. May God bless all of you. May God bless Umwada and their husband. May God bless our media team. May God bless all the financial donors for this Biafra liberation movement. May God bless all of you.